What's up and welcome back to another video. Guys, today I'm going to be answering some of your questions. As always, if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer in the next installment of the series, leave them down below in the comment section of this video and I'll try my best to get to them in the next episode. Also, at the end, I'm going to be pulling the giveaway for this 5s right here at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. And without further ado, let's get right on into this video. Our first question for today comes from Hedgehog Gamer, and they ask, do I think that we will get any shore troopers with any of the Andor sets? And to be honest, I really don't know. I do love the shore troopers and I would love to see them come back in LEGO because I think there's some really good and underrated minifigures, but it really just depends on what happens in the second season of Andor. I think if they do appear in the second season, there definitely is a possibility. I know that we are getting that U-Wing, which should be pretty cool. I'm excited to see that. And I know we're also getting one more Andor set in 2025, and I'm not really sure what that one's going to be yet. I know there's some rumors, but nothing really confirmed or leaked yet. But I do think that it is a possibility to see shore troopers if they do appear in the second season of Andor. Mark says, do I think that we will get a Phase 2 Wolf in a Bad Batch set? And it's something that I've been hoping for a long time. I love Commander Wollfe and I love the Wolfpack, and I just want to see them again in LEGO form, especially a Phase 2 Commander Wollfe. The only issue is it's been how long since the third season of the Bad Batch ended and we haven't gotten any sets for it? To be honest, it's not really looking likely. There's no leaked sets or rumored sets at all for this 2025 to even have a Bad Batch set. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to say it's looking very unlikely, which kind of sucks because I thought the third season of the Bad Batch was very, very good. I enjoyed the Bad Batch quite a bit, and I think the LEGO sets that we have gotten for the Bad Batch in the past have been pretty good. So I'm really disappointed that we didn't get any sets. That's not to say that we can't get like 1 or 2 sets in the future. I just feel like if LEGO was going to do it, they would have done it by now. I'm not really sure, but unfortunately not looking incredibly likely, but I do still have hope that we will get a Phase 2 Commander Wollfe at some point in the future. Probably not this year, but if I had to guess, we'll see him in the next 2 or 3 years. Steel Buttered Toast doesn't really have a question, but something that I definitely agree with regarding an Imperial Army Trooper Battle Pack with the Mimban Troopers, and I totally agree. I think the Mimban Stormtroopers are super, super sick, and they're also very, very hard to find. They only ever came out in the Solos TIE Fighter, and that set alone is like, I forgot what it retailed for, but I know today it's pretty pricey, especially just because the minifigures in that set add up to quite a large sum of money. I think I've seen the Mimban Stormtrooper go for as high as like $80 before, which is kind of crazy, but I mean, I think it's kind of justified. I think it's such a cool figure, but I can't justify spending that price on something like that. Now, I do think it's a sick figure, but I do agree we need to see it, and I think a battle pack would be perfect. I just think it's such a cool minifigure, and there's so much unused potential with it that LEGO could tap into, and I know a lot of people really do love the Mimban Stormtrooper, and I also think we have kind of been lacking any sort of Imperial army building. I know that we got the Rebels versus the Stormtroopers battle pack, but honestly, I don't think that's too great for army building. You only get 3 Stormtroopers for $40, so I don't know. I still think, I know we got the Hoth battle pack just a little bit ago, and that was kind of like a true army builder for the Imperials, but it is for Hoth. But I totally agree with you. I would love to see something like that, or at least just see the Mimban Troopers make a return. Didn't ask if I could have LEGO make any Star Wars Republic, what would it be? And I'm assuming you're meaning like a ship or a set. And for me, it has to be the Republic Attack Shuttle. I think it is such a cool ship. Now, I do think the old one from, 2008 does leave quite a bit to be desired, but I think a UCS version of this would be super cool. It's one of my favorite ships from Star Wars. I think it's so cool. I think the little like loading bay / door in the front is also so sick. I love this ship, and I think it would make a great LEGO set. And even if it is just a small scaled down playset, I would love to see LEGO revisit this and make this set once again. Yes, would I like to see more sets or a battle pack of the 187th? And I think that would be great. I think the 187th are super, super cool and very good clone troopers. They're some of my favorite clone troopers that LEGO has made recently. And I think it probably isn't likely that we will ever see them again. I think it would be great to see them again. I know a lot of people really like them. I'm a big fan of purple, so I also really like these clone troopers, but they did only come out in that Republic fighter tank. I did recently do a video making battle packs, and I did make like kind of like a concept for a 187th battle pack, which is pretty fun. And as much as I would love to see that, I think it is very doubtful that LEGO will do anything else with the 187th, and part of me kind of likes that. I would love to see, instead of getting the 187th again, seeing some of the different clone Legions that we haven't gotten in a while or just haven't gotten at all, period. So overall, I would just be happy to see any sort of niche clone Legion other than, the 501st and the 212th for like the 30th time. But overall, I don't think you can really go wrong. I do love the 187th, and I would be happy to see them again. Mr. Star Wars asks, do I think that we could get a Wolfpack gunship larger than the Coruscant Guard gunship with a Plo Koon, Commander Wollfe, 2 pilots, and 4 to 5 Wolfpack grunts for about $150? Now, this is like the dream set. I would love this, but unfortunately, knowing LEGO, something like this won't happen. Now, I don't think it's impossible to get a gunship with the Commander Wollfe and the Plo Koon, but if I were to guess, it would be kind of the same as the Coruscant Guard gunship. You'd get your Plo Koon, your Wollfe, and 2 just Wolfpack regs, which is kind of underwhelming for, the Clone Trooper department. But honestly, I'd be happy just to see the Wolfpack. Now, how likely that is, I think, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see another gunship in the coming years. Not next year, and maybe not the year after that, but I think maybe in 2 years from now, I think the gunship will be back on LEGO's table for a remake, because I think the Coruscant Guard gunship, while it was perceived very mixed by the community, I think LEGO's going to try and make just a normal gunship, because that's what everyone has been asking for and wanting, and I think that they would definitely be able to throw in some different kind of clone troopers instead of just like, the regs and stuff. Although I would love to see the Phase 2 pilots come back at some point. I don't know why we haven't seen them in so long. We only ever got the 501st Phase 2 pilot in the Z95 Headhunter, and it's such a great minifigure, and I mean, they have the mold, so I don't know why they don't just put it in the sets, but I would love to see this. I just think it is a little bit hopeful, but I would be super happy to actually get that. I do love the Wolfpack, I love Plo Koon, and I think a Wolfpack gunship would be sick. However, I do not think that it is super likely, unfortunately. Polish Bricks asks, do I recommend Pick-a-Brick or where else to buy parts besides Bricklink? Because in Poland, there are very few Polish sellers, and I do totally agree with you. I think buying internationally on Bricklink is quite the hassle. There's tons of issues with importing, not necessarily Bricklink's fault, it's just how like importing kind of works, as well as the tax and stuff that you have to pay when buying an international order, which makes it kind of not worth it unless you're buying tons and tons and tons of parts. But as for LEGO Pick-a-Brick, I do think there are some issues, but I don't really think that you can necessarily go wrong. They are way more expensive than Bricklink, but overall there's not really any issues other than that. Yes, they do have some issues counting out the parts. Sometimes they'll stiff you a couple of parts, but sometimes they do throw in a couple of extra parts. But overall, my experience with them has been really good. However, yeah, they are going to be a lot more expensive than all of the other third-party sites. And as for sites other than Bricklink or Pick-a-Brick, I really don't know of any. I've never actually tried any. I do order all of my parts from Bricklink. Fortunately, US has a ton of different stores, which does make it easy for me over here. So I think that's kind of unfortunate that you kind of don't have many stores in Poland to buy parts from. But I think if you do some research, I'm not really sure of any other websites, but I do think that LEGO Pick-a-Brick should be good. I just, they're a bit more expensive, so you have to be careful of that when buying pieces. On Bricks asks, what do I film on? And I film on a Sony a6400. Now, it is more of a photography camera, but it does work pretty well for video, in my opinion. And I think the audio capture is actually pretty good on it, but there are some issues, actually quite a few with the recording. But overall, it is pretty good. I have liked it, but I did originally get it as a photography camera. But also comparing it to my phone, because my first year of YouTube that I did recording and stuff, I've recorded everything on my phone, and I also vlog on my phone. So I think comparing the two, honestly, in some cases, I think the phone is better in video quality and sometimes in audio capture, depending on what you're using. But I think you can't really go wrong with the phone. I don't really think a camera is necessary for filming videos, but it does help, and especially for taking photos for thumbnails. But I do record on the Sony a6400. And the winner of the fives is Atlas. Congratulations, you have been blessed by the random comment picker. Thank you to everyone who entered. And if you didn't win, don't worry, I have some big plans for some giveaways coming in 2025 and a potential one with a sponsor, which will be very cool. So stay tuned for that, because it should be very, very cool if that all works out. Atlas, shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'm sorry that this giveaway was pulled late. Like I said, a bunch of stuff happened. I got really sick and then I had finals, but better late than never. I'll give you some extra time to claim the giveaway just because, I took extra time to pull it. So DM me, you have like 2 weeks, or else I'm going to have to re-pull the giveaway winner and give it to someone else. But thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions that you'd like me to answer in the next installment of this series, leave them down below in the comment section of this video, and I'll try my best to get to them in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe. Drew, signing out.